All right, so I am going on vacation and just for a week. And so what I thought I would do is kind of set an intention, set a week vacation TBR. Now I'm going to my mom's house. She has a pool. I find that like when I'm out of my own home, I read a ton. I'm more productive with my reading. I don't get as distracted by things around the house, chores, procrastination, because sometimes I feel like I do procrastinate when I know I have a set TBR to get through. So I am going to set an intention of 4 books for this upcoming week when I am on vacation. Now, obviously, if I go over 4, that is fine. I will have my Kindle with me, and I have a ton of books on there, some ARCs, some Kindle Unlimited picks, some books I've already started. But I am trying to work through my physical TBR. It is a lot. This is something I don't share very often. Every single book you see behind me is unread, and I've never shared that with anyone. So I have a problem because that's a lot of books, and it can be very overwhelming. But I'm trying to set a focus where I get through my physical TBR. So my goal is to read 4 books from these shelves while I'm at my mom's house next week. For the sake of this week, I want to really pick beach reads, even though I'm not going to be at the beach, but I am going to be at the pool. So that is what I'm looking for. Now, all of the books that I have are queer. That's like my shtick. So I'm going to try to pick some from every genre, but that like scream to me beachy vibes. I do also want to do a mix of YA and adult. I have a ton of YA fiction on here. Some I recently got. So I think I might Fable for the End of the World by Ava Reed. This is the author of A Study in Drowning. This one came out this year. It is giving me Hunger Games vibes. The Lamb's Gauntlet is a live streamed assassination spectacle, and the next lamb has been chosen. It's queer. I've heard really good things. So Fable at the End of the World is up there on my list. The other one that I'm thinking about doing is Amelia If Only by Becky Albertalli. I have never read anything by Becky Albertalli, and I know that a lot of people are surprised, but I recently have met Becky at this signing for this book and then at a Pride event in the city. And I want to add one of her books to my list. So I'm putting this on the possibilities. Nothing is for certain if it goes in this pile. I also want to do a graphic novel on this trip. I might just throw that in because graphic novels don't take me that very long to read. However, I have quite a few that I want to get through. I have not read the Heartstopper series, and so I think that the first one would be a perfect pick for this trip, although I've heard really great things about Bloom. So this one looks really cute. It is a little bit thicker than Heartstopper, but it's up there as a possibility. I'm trying to think of books that like scream to me beachy, and so there are a couple. So there's The Guncle by Stephen Rowley. I have not read this, and I'm shamed for it because I actually have read The Celebrants by this author. Love that book. Amazing. So this one should definitely be in my potential pile. The other one that screams like summer beach read, I have 2 by this author. Nicholas Di Domizio. There's Nearly Wed, which is about a couple who's going to get married and they go on like a pre-honeymoon. And then there's The Gay Best Friend, which is another wedding book, but it's the gay best friend is torn between the bride and the groom. So both of these, I won't bring both of these. If anything, I would just bring one. But this author's really sweet. I follow him on Instagram, and I think I will enjoy both of these, and they perfect to read by the pool. Now, I do want to get some romance in there. I don't have a ton of physical copies of romance. A lot of that is on the Kindle. However, I do have some really great special editions, but then now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, do I really want to lug my special edition copies to Tennessee? And the answer is no. No, I do not. So I'm going to look at my physical copies. I am loving the Rachel Reed series, The Game Changers. So I could take The Shots You Take and just knock out another one of her books from my TBR. Although, maybe I need a break from hockey. I don't know. I'll put this here. The other one that I could take is Show Me Wonders by Riley Nash. Now, I actually have 2 copies of this. I have a special edition copy, and then I have this animated cover paperback. But I might not bring the physical version because I do have this on Kindle Unlimited as well. So that is another thing. Also, I just love this cover. So Show Me Wonders, but if I do pick this one as my TBR, because it's on my physical TBR, I might read the digital version so I don't have to take it with me. Now, the other one I'm thinking about is a queer fantasy book, and it is Heir to Thorn and Flame by Ben Alderson. I've actually heard, what's funny is it's a little thick, and thicker books generally, now that I have such a large TBR, they scare me a little because obviously they take more time to read. But I own this trilogy from Rainbow Crate. Gorgeous this book is. And the covers are just amazing. This is not a purchase. A lot of times when I buy special editions, I'm like, gosh, did I need to spend the money? Yes, I absolutely did. So I'm going to add this to the list. Not the special edition, but that one. So we'll see how that goes. I want to get another YA on there, so they're on my top shelf, so one moment. Okay, so I'm adding 3 more books to the potential pile. So we have All That's Left in the World by Eric J. Brown. Now, I've heard really great things, and I waited to buy these books because I think this is the UK cover, and it's gorgeous, and I love it so much more than the US traditionally published cover. So I waited. I haven't read it yet, but I think I want to get into this. I just read an arc for his upcoming thriller, and I loved it. I loved his writing. I loved the story. So I've heard great things. I think I'm going to do it. The other 2 YA books are The Brightness Between Us by Elliot Schrafer. Now, this is the sequel to The Darkness Outside Us, which I loved. I think it's time to to close the chapter on this. I've heard great things. It's a continuation of the first book. So this might be a fun sci-fi romance. And then the last one is by Johnny Garzavilla, 1500 Miles from the Sun. I haven't read anything by them yet, but I've heard really great things. I'm trying to work through my YA, obviously, so we'll see how this one goes. I have a lot of books in this stack, and I want to narrow it down to 4 just for this trip. And what I tend to do is I get really excited for vacationing, and then I pack way more books than a sane person should. I know I'm not the only one. You all are just like me. So I definitely want to take one of Nicholas Di Domizio's books. I think I'm going to take Nearly Wed or The Gay Best Friend. I think I'm going to take The Gay Best Friend. I recently used this in a rec post, and I would love to read it. It was also in a book club I'm in, and I'm terrible. I'm so sorry I didn't read it. So The Gay Best Friend is definitely going. So that's one. That being said, I can take out the other Nicholas Di Domizio book. I do want a YA book, so I'm going to add Amelia, If Only by Becky Albertalli. It just came out. I'm excited. I think it's going to be a great jump into her writing, and then hopefully that opens up a door into her backlist. I definitely want an MM romance. I think I'm going to lean on Show Me Wonders by Riley Nash. I've read the first 2 in the series, and it's a continuation. Not a continuation. The series is continuing. I've heard really great things, so I am excited to jump into that. And then the 4th one is going to be... Oh, I'm so torn. Okay. I'm going to take The Brightness Between Us by Elliot Schrafer. It's time. I love the first one. He is such a nice person. I met him at the Brooklyn Book Festival. And yeah, I want to read this. And the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a graphic novel to this. I'm not going to add Bloom. So I'm going to take the first volume of Heartstopper. Obviously, I've seen the TV show, so I'm hoping this hits just as well. So that's it. Those are my 4 reads 5 if you include the graphic novel, for my vacation. Hopefully, I'm crossing my fingers. I really think that I can get through these. Hopefully, I can read more and read some off of my Kindle as well. It is a long drive, as a 13-hour drive, so I'll also be listening to audiobooks. But that is my week-long pool vacation TBR. So I'm hoping that I stick to it. So I'll probably do a video where I tell you what I got through and what I ended up reading for the week. So fingers crossed that I'm productive. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, give me a comment, let me know which of these you would have taken, or if you've read any of them and your thoughts. I love seeing people comment and getting to engage with people. So please, I welcome it. So thank you again for watching, and see you soon.